the latest updates.
Plus, Beaumont Fire Department is facing scrutiny at the top. Why some city council members are pushing for the resignations of the two top leaders.
In a heroic rescue on the water, how a Southeast Texan saved a fisherman's life, and they share the recovery journey. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Right now on Daybreak, we're following a major church fire in Orange. Flames broke out at El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church on 12th Street early this morning. 12 News has been on the scene all morning as firefighters work to put out the flames. Thank you for choosing 12 News and good morning. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. Right now, 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he is on the scene in Orange. Derek, what can you tell us this morning? What are the latest developments?
Hey, Mark, it's here. I'm here in Orange on the intersection of 12th and Cypress and 12th and West Orange Street, and fire crews have officially cleared the scene. Right now, the other crews are currently trying to get rid of the debris. As you can see in my hand, I have a piece of that rubble here with me, and there is basically nothing left standing of the church. We still have some smoke billowing from part of the church further towards the back where there might be a gas line, but other than that, there's really not much else you can see out here regarding the church's standing. But the fire has been burning since early this morning, and from what crews have said, they don't understand how the fire was caused or what could have happened or when it started. Now, we do have video of the fire, and basically we spoke with Pastor Ricky Guillory, senior pastor of El Bethel Missionary Baptist for the past 15 years. He said he was woken up by the shocking news early this morning when one of his church members had called him. The pastor rushed here on the scene where he described a total destruction of the 55-year-old church building. The congregation celebrated its 76th anniversary this summer. Guillory says the fire is a real blow to the church members and the surrounding community.
It is a great impact for the community. We have about close to 200 people on the road. We have probably about 30 kids come every Sunday. So the community is going to be very impacted by this. El Bethel has been there, like you say, for 76 years. Been a stickler in Orange. So a lot of people are going to be affected.
Pastor Guillory doesn't know what caused this fire, but fire crews are saying that they're still investigating what may have caused the flames to appear at the church. Pastor Guillory said he's already contacted his church members and deacons on where they can find a next place of worship and a worship site, and they say that they will rebuild after this tragedy. Live in Orange, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek, well, here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. We got Jeff Gerber standing by with today's weather forecast. How's it looking out there today, Jeff?
A little bit cloudy right now and cold, but those clouds will clear out and we'll see a little bit of a warm up for later on this afternoon. Here are current temperatures, and we're looking at a lot of upper 30s, 39 in Kirbyville and Orange, as well as Beaumont. We're at 38, then 37 Woodville and Jasper, 40 right now in Silsbee, and then 40 in Port Arthur. Outside, like I said, we have a lot of cloud cover here. So look from our 12 News studio, brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing. No rain. We're not expecting any rain for today, but these clouds will slowly clear out of here this morning, giving way to some sunshine as we head towards later on this afternoon. And we'll spend most of the morning in the 40s, chilly morning, and then a cool afternoon as we get up to about 53, 54 degrees with north winds anywhere between about 5 and 10 miles an hour. So looking pretty good this afternoon. Tomorrow looks mostly dry, and then we see another chance for some rain coming into play as we head towards Thursday into Friday. Matter of fact, we have a weather impact alert for those days, not for severe weather, but just for some rain coming in. Looks like a pretty damp day on Thursday. We'll talk about that, show you a complete 7-day forecast coming up in weather in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Let's go to Beaumont, where City Council member Mike Williams is calling for a change in leadership at the fire department. He wants Fire Chief Earl White and Assistant Fire Chief Christian Singler to resign. In a Facebook post, Williams included claims of overworked firefighters and not enough administrative support for the first responders. This latest push has to do with the cadet program. It was a program Williams says was initially denied by Fire Chief Earl White. It was later overridden by City Manager Kenneth Williams. Nearly 350 signed up for the exam, with 162 applicants taking it. Both he and Beaumont Council member Joey Hilliard were endorsed by the fire union. While Williams was unavailable for an interview, Hilliard told 12 News he believes it's time for a change in leadership.
If you don't do your job, if you do your job poorly, then you're going to lose your job. And so we believe that city officials should be held at the same level.
Councilman Williams also posted on Facebook that he will attempt to add an item for council to consider terminating both the chiefs on the December 16th council meeting. Ward 3 council member LaDonna Sherwood, who was also endorsed by the union, says the move isn't allowed.
City council members cannot get into day-to-day operations. The hiring, firing, or disciplinary actions, these things have to go through the city manager. That is the process.
The city cited its charter in a statement that read in part. I guess we'll hear the statement later on.
Yes, we will. All right. Well, a Beaumont man has been arrested in an undercover online sting conducted by the Livingston Police Department. Investigators say 29-year-old Christopher Sullivan was taken into custody after allegedly attempting to meet who he believed was a minor. Now, Chief David Mitchell says that the case highlights a growing online threat and urges parents to stay vigilant, talk with their children about internet safety, and report any suspicious activity as efforts continue to protect local youth.
A Southeast Texas doctor accused of sexually assaulting one of his patients will face another jury this week. Jury selection began yesterday, and Dr. Nirvanir's second trial. His first trial ended in a hung jury in February.
Well, now to the trial of a Massachusetts man charged with murdering his wife and a surprise explanation from the defense as to how Anna Walsh died. ABC's Sophie Flay has the details.
For the first time, attorneys for Brian Walsh are offering an explanation for his wife Anna's death nearly 3 years ago in their home south of Boston. They say she fell victim to so-called sudden unexplained death.
You will hear evidence that it happens in young people and old. You will hear evidence it happens in male and female. You will hear evidence it happens during the day and during the night.
Walsh publicly acknowledged his wife's death last month when he pleaded guilty to dismembering and dumping her body. But his defense team maintains he did not kill her. In opening statements yesterday, they said after celebrating New Year's with her, Walsh found his wife dead in bed on January 1st, 2023.
He nudged Anna, his wife. She didn't respond. He nudged her again, a little harder. She didn't respond.
The defense says when Walsh found his wife dead, he thought no one would believe he had nothing to do with it and was worried about what might happen to his 3 children if people thought he had killed her. But prosecutors say they'll prove Walsh murdered his wife, claiming he was motivated by her multi-million-dollar life insurance policy and the belief she was having an affair. Investigators say Walsh searched the internet for answers to questions like best way to dispose of a body, can you throw away body parts, and is it possible to clean DNA off a knife?
Use your common sense. Don't leave it home.
But Walsh's team denies those allegations and claims he was not upset about the affair. The man with whom Anna was allegedly having the affair is expected to testify this week. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Continuing with Across the Nation, almost a year after United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was assassinated, his accused killer appeared in court. Investigators say Luigi Mangione targeted and killed Thompson last December. Monday's hearing was all about evidence. Prosecutors wanted the jury to see video items. They were in Mangione's backpack, like a 3D printed gun, a silencer, and a notebook with writings about, quote, the target. However, the defense is saying law enforcement didn't use a warrant to search his backpack and that detectives didn't read him his Miranda rights until 20 minutes into questioning. If convicted, Mangione faces life in prison. He has pled not guilty to all charges against him.
Well, this morning there's a new legal fight between 50 Cent and Sean Diddy Combs. Here's ABC's Hannah Bata.
Overnight, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop the release of a Netflix docuseries due out today.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction moments later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
Now Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action, claiming Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release as part of what they call a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alex Stapleton, who said, quote, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights," end quote. Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with our Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, a 68-year-old Southeast Texas man continues to recover this morning after a freak fishing accident left him with a gunshot wound. He's now reunited with the young man, a Good Samaritan, who jumped into action to save him. Now, Glenn Guidry, he was fishing on Taylor's Bayou when he hooked a large fish with some sharp teeth. He tried to shoot it while holding his fishing rod, but that gun misfired and hit his arm. Now, with a serious injury, he was able to get his boat back to the J.D. Murphy dock there in Port Acres, where Michael Rome saw him struggling and rushed over to help.
So he was about 5 feet. He got close enough for me to see it. I understood that it was an emergency, so I immediately jumped on the boat.
Well, the two men, they have since reconnected and say that a new friendship came out of this scare. Guidry still has one more surgery ahead, but he says that he is ready to get back on the water, this time with his new friend by his side. All right, coming up here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, Port Neches election is coming up. Who are the candidates running for mayor and city council seats? Plus, meet the Grandy basketball team, proving that the game isn't just for the young and showing why they're winning fans of all ages. Your trending news is coming up.
And it is cold and cloudy out there for this morning. The rain has moved out, but still we're waiting for the clouds to get out of here. They'll break up later on this morning into this afternoon. And a little bit warmer today. We'll have a complete 7-day forecast for you coming up in weather.
Spot welders and forklift drivers, to the pipeline technicians and plant operators, to the chemists, custodians, and contractors, and the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/Golden Apple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
All right, welcome back, and now to another blast of winter-like weather from the Midwest to the Northeast. Snow and ice, they are causing widespread travel disruptions. ABC's Sophie Flay has the details.
This morning, a powerful cross-country storm is slamming millions before making its way to the Northeast. Heavy snow making for treacherous travel on the roads. Drivers in Chicago digging out.
Keep cautious because there's skies spinning out.
In Oklahoma, freezing rain and ice contributing to more than 350 crashes and at least 3 deaths. Multiple vehicles flipping upside down. This truck carrying diesel fuel crashing and landing on its side. The weather also snarling air travel with thousands of delays and cancellations post-Thanksgiving.
I'm trying to leave since Saturday, but all flights were canceled.
In the Northeast, crews are gearing up with salt trucks and plows, bracing for heavy snow expected to hit during rush hour in Pittsburgh this morning. 3 to 6 inches of snow are expected across the Ohio Valley, but up to a foot could fall across interior sections of Pennsylvania, New York, and up to Maine. The storm brings rain for the big cities along the I-95 corridor, from D.C. to New York City and Boston. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
And speaking of cold weather, here's some reminders on heater safety. Keep space heaters on a flat surface with 3 feet of clearance on all sides. You should also plug them directly into the wall, not into an extension cord, and never use your oven for heat.
Need the heater this morning as temperatures are down in the 30s. It is cold, it is cloudy. We are expecting these clouds to break up and move out of here as we head towards later on this afternoon. But cloudy out there for this morning, that's for sure. Here's a look from our 12 News studio, brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing. Temperature-wise, we are looking at 30s for the most part. Still showing 40 in Silsbee and Port Arthur, but 38 in Beaumont, 39 in Orange, also Kirbyville, and then we're showing 37 in Jasper and Woodville. Factor in the winds, it feels a little bit colder. It feels like about freezing in Port Arthur and Orange. Feels like about 30 in Beaumont and 30 also up in Jasper. So bundle up, need maybe a hat, heavy coat out there for this morning. So it is a bit breezy with north winds at about 5 to 15. So feeling a little bit colder than the actual temperatures. As we look at satellite and radar, the cold front is continuing to push off towards the south and east, bringing some wet weather along the eastern seaboard. High pressure building in, and that should help clear out some of those clouds for today. And with some sunshine, we'll rebound from the 40s yesterday. We'll see the 50s for later on this afternoon, so that'll feel a little bit better. But you can see on future class, we clear out most of the clouds as we head towards lunchtime. We'll still be probably upper 40s at lunch. And then as we get into the afternoon, we'll see some mostly sunny skies as temperatures climb to about 53 to about 55. So right around the middle 50s there for afternoon highs. Chilly evening tonight. We'll be back in the 40s, and then eventually we drop off into the 30s heading into the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. So it looks like a cold start again on Wednesday. But for today, like I said, those clouds clearing out. North winds at 5 to 10, and we'll go from lower 50s in the lakes to some middle 50s here around the triangle. And then tonight, some lower 50s once again, around lower 30s around the lakes, maybe around freezing in Burkeville, Jasper, and Newton. Maybe bring some tender vegetation in. If you have some plants out on the front porch or something like that, do that for tonight. If you live around the triangle, we're going to be well above freezing. You don't have to worry about that, but it will be cold again for tomorrow morning. 7-day forecast shows warmer on Wednesday, 64, and then rain comes in. Looks like very late Wednesday night going through Thursday, and then tapering off as we head to the first half of the day on Friday. Weather impact alert for rain all day on Thursday into Friday. Not going to be severe weather or anything like that. It's just going to be weather, wet weather, and then as we head towards your weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we dry out. Temperatures warming up. Matter of fact, close to 70 on Sunday, and then on Monday, we'll drop back a little bit to 64, but still looking good for Monday as far as dry weather.
This forecast keeping you busy here, Jeff. Bit of a roller coaster there.
Yeah, kind of up and down, in and out, which is great. I like being busy. It's better than stuck in a drought and, you know, there's no rain in sight for 2 weeks.
And nothing to say, but please don't burn anything.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
And a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. Time 7:19, time for your trending news this morning, and age is nothing but a number, especially for this basketball league.
Yeah, Granny basketball taking the court by storm across the country. Players in their 70s, 80s, even 90s are lacing up in bloomers. In Wisconsin, the Grannies practice year-round and play the game exactly like it was played a century ago. No running, no jumping, and only 2 dribbles allowed. And the uniforms, long sleeves, sailor collars, and knee-high socks to keep the 1920s spirit alive. Many of these women played in high school or college and missed the game. Now they're back competing, laughing, and staying active together. The best part, every Granny game raises money for local charities. Something you've got to see in person, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I bet they gave those younger basketball players a run for their money.
Yeah, I'm about to say very low contact game. Well, after 2 days of deliberations, a federal jury in Florida has reached a verdict in Megan Thee Stallion's defamation lawsuit.
Yeah, that jury siding with Megan, agreeing that blogger Milagro Grams, whose real name is Milagro Cooper, defamed and harassed the rapper. Now, however, they limited damages to less than 6 figures. Juries initially awarding the rapper $75,000 before the judge knocked it down to just $59,000. The civil suit was over social media content that Milagro posted after Megan was shot 5 years ago by R&B musician Tory Lanez. Now, the rapper declined to answer any questions from reporters as she left the court. The defendant and her attorney spoke briefly themselves.
Poor Meg, she's been through a lot though. The Tory Lanez case, this, and
there was that security guard that was messing with her. Remember that when she was just getting pictures of her baby or something like that? She just wrapped up that other lawsuit where that
Are you talking about Cardi B?
I am speaking of Cardi B.
I'm like, Meg don't have no baby.
My apologies.
Let's
Cardi
go
B.
to break. Taking a live look at that church that caught on fire and now torn to the ground up in Orange. Your time 7:21. Jeff will be back with your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/golden apple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
We're working to get more information from Beaumont Police.
Join 12 News weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m., keeping you informed on what matters most.
And keep you safe when weather impacts your day.
Following the excitement with your team.
Covering local issues that matter in your community.
Watch 12 News at 6 and 10 p.m. and stream on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back to 12 News Plus. 12 News is your election headquarters, and early voting began yesterday in the special election to fill Port Neches' mayor's seat. That election follows the death of longtime Mayor Glenn Johnson, who passed away earlier this year. Voters will choose between two mayoral candidates, current Place 5 Council member Terry Schwartner and former Place 4 Council member Robert Arnold. Now, both of them say that they want to continue Johnson's work, especially on riverfront development and city infrastructure. There's also two candidates running for the now open Place 4 Council seat. That's Paul Lemoyne and Trace Hammond. Early voting, that's going to run through December 5th. Election day is Saturday, December 13th.
At the bus stop this morning, you need to bundle up. Temperatures out there are into the 30s. You don't have to worry about any wet weather, but it definitely is cold. Still very chilly at recess, 47. And then on the way home, it looks a little bit better. We'll see partly cloudy skies as temperatures reach the middle 50s. Coastal marine forecast, small craft advisories in place today. North winds at 15 to 20 knots brings our seas from 3 to 4 feet. You can see right now at Texas Point, the north winds at 20, gusting to 25. Water temperature in the middle 60s there. Pretty rough on the inland lakes and bays. Next high tides at 2:20 this afternoon. We'll see a late one at 11:34 for tonight. We've already reached the sunrise, of course, at 6:56. Our sunsets tonight right around about 5:16.
And coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, breaking news out of Orange. Flames tore through a Baptist church early this morning. 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he is live with the latest updates.
Plus, a mother is demanding answers after her 20-year-old daughter was found dead at an Austin apartment complex. What we're learning about the investigation.
And still ahead on Daybreak, from med school to meal prep, how a student became a viral chef and the most popular man in a Tennessee frat house.
And the time now is 7:26. We're showing you the aftermath of that fire that broke out at El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church in Orange. When we return, Derek Jones will have a live report from that scene. Plus, meteorologist Jeff Gerber will be back with your forecast. Right now, Daybreak, we're following a major church fire in Orange. Flames broke out at El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church on 12th Street early this morning. 12 News has been on the scene all morning as fire crews responded. Thank you for choosing 12 News. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. Right now, 12 News reporter Derek Jones. He's live on that scene in Orange with what's left of that church fire there. Derek, what can you tell us about this fire this morning?
Hey Mark, it's Tia. There's really nothing left regarding the church behind me. The fire happened early this morning. Fire crews have left the scene after putting out the fire, and there's barely any smoke left that's billowing. But right now, as you can see behind me, there's really nothing left. There's debris all over the ground. You can see some burnt plastic chairs over in the corner, some rubble on the ground. But sadly, there's just nothing left standing of this church. The fire happened early this morning, and this morning we spoke with Pastor Ricky Guillory, senior pastor at El Bethel Missionary Baptist for the past 15 years, and he said he was woken up by the shocking news early this morning when one of his church members had called him. The pastor had rushed to the scene where he described total destruction of the 55-year-old church building. The congregation just celebrated its 76th anniversary this summer, and Guillory says the fire is a real blow to the church members in the surrounding community.
It is a great impact for the community. We have about close to 200 people on the road. We have probably about 30 kids come every Sunday. So the community is going to be very impacted by this. El Bethel has been there, like you say, for 76 years. Been a stickler in Orange. So a lot of people are going to be affected.
Pastor Guillory doesn't know what caused this fire, and fire crews and investigators are still investigating what may have led up to this. They don't know the cause of the fire or when the fire officially started, but Pastor Guillory says he's been in contact with his deacons and other church members, and they are looking for a worship site at this time, but they believe that they will rebuild. Live in Orange, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek, great reporting this morning. Well, your time is now 7:32.
Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. 2 suspects in a double murder are facing 2 murder charges each. Kenny Johnson and DeAndre Carey Jr. both being held on $2 million bonds. Carey has an additional $10,000 for possession of a stolen firearm. You may remember the shooting happened early Sunday morning on Francinius Road just outside Silsbee. Deputies say the group was leaving a nightclub when an argument broke out. Henry Carey Jr. and Khalil Gooch were killed.
And a Port Arthur man has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for a deadly 2022 shooting. Monday, Jacoby Broussard accepted a plea deal for the murder of Christopher Thomas Jr. Thomas was shot multiple times and he was found dead on 53rd Street in Port Arthur. 2 other men were also charged in this case. One has been sentenced to 8 years for manslaughter and a third suspect is awaiting sentencing.
A Beaumont man will spend the next 6 years on probation. Investigators say James Boswell shot at a man and his brother after they lit fireworks. Police say Boswell also called them racial slurs. This happened at the Ridgewood Avenue homes in Beaumont last July 4th. As part of his probation, Boswell cannot possess any firearms. All right, turning now to an update on your weather, taking a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Now that the sun is starting to rise, Jeff, completely different look out there from this time yesterday.
Yeah, we still have the clouds, but we don't have the rain, so that's some good news. The rain has moved out, and we're going to get these clouds to break up a little bit as we head towards late this morning, going into this afternoon. Bundle up as you walk out the door. Temperatures right now are into the 30s, and with the winds blowing, it feels like the lower 30s out there, so definitely need a coat. Temperature right now about 37 through Woodville and Jasper, 39 in Kirbyville and Orange, 38 in Beaumont. Silsbee and Port Arthur have been holding pretty much at 40 degrees for most of the morning. Outside, we'll take you up to Jasper, where we're still looking at cloud cover there as we look at the Jasper County Courthouse. This camera brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Once again, these clouds are going to start to break up as we get into the afternoon, but all morning long we'll be in the 40s, and then we'll eventually break out into the 50s thanks to some sunshine, and winds will start to relax a little bit as well out of the north between about 5 and 10 as we get in towards middle to late part of the afternoon. But it's going to be a cool day once we get past the chilly morning, and then it looks like dry for Wednesday, and then more rain returns for Thursday and Friday. We'll look at a complete 7-day forecast, including the wet days for Thursday, Friday, and the dry weekend ahead coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Jeff. Beaumont City Council member Mike Williams calling for Fire Chief Earl White, you see him right there on your screen, and Assistant Fire Chief Christian Singler, calling for both of them to resign. Now, this comes after the department opened up applications for their civil service exams. It's the first time the department has done so in years. Now, more than 160 applicants showed up for those exams Monday morning. Now, in a lengthy post on Facebook, Councilman Williams listed grievances. It included claims of overworked firefighters and not enough administrative support for first responders. Meanwhile, the city and other council members, they've also been responding to this, pointing to the city's charter. And according to the city, the council cannot dictate any hiring decisions to the city manager. 12 News reporter Cameron Burchett shares how this isn't the first time a group has called for the chief's resignation.
If you do your job poorly, then you're going to lose your job. And so we believe that city officials should be held at the same level.
There's a divide in Beaumont City Council as some council members have called for the fire chief and assistant fire chief to resign.
There are certain things that we're not allowed to do, and we should not operate outside of that.
At-large council member Mike Williams took his thoughts to Facebook early Monday morning, writing in part, "Under Chief White, public safety has been subordinated to one man's need for total control. The department's administrative structure has been run into the ground." He was unavailable for an interview. Williams was one of several sitting city council members who were endorsed by the fire union, a union that has previously taken a vote of no confidence in Chief White. Ward 2 council member Joey Hilliard was also endorsed by the union. He told 12 News he believes it's time for a change in leadership.
It's just understanding that and saying, hey, thank you for your service, thank you for what you've done, but it's time to step down and give someone else an opportunity.
Councilman Williams also posted on Facebook that he will attempt to add an item for council to consider terminating both the chiefs on the December 16th council meeting. Ward 3 council member LaDonna Sherwood, who was also endorsed by the union, says the move isn't allowed.
So what is being discussed? City council members cannot get into day-to-day operations. The hiring, firing, or disciplinary actions, these things have to go through the city manager. That is the process.
The city cited its charter in releasing a statement that read in part, "Matters involving department leadership or employment are governed by the city charter and civil service procedures and are addressed through those established processes."
And Mayor Roy West says the council's call for their resignation is inappropriate. Fire Chief White, he did not answer our attempts to contact him for a comment or interview.
7:37, a Beaumont man has been arrested in an undercover online sting conducted by the Livingston Police Department. Investigators say 29-year-old Christopher Sullivan was taken into custody after allegedly attempting to meet who he believed was a minor. Chief David Mitchell says the case highlights a growing online threat and urges parents to stay vigilant, talk with their children about internet safety, and report any suspicious activity as efforts continue to protect local youth. This morning, the Beaumont community is mourning the loss of a woman whose life's work has shaped generations of students and educators. Sybil Como, the first black female principal in BISD, served in multiple roles for more than 5 decades. Como died nearly a week ago at the age of 84.
Yeah, 12 News reporter Spencer Plato spoke with a family friend and Beaumont ISD Superintendent Dr. Shannon Allen, who both say that she was a role model.
They're devastated. If you take the heart away from something, they're crushed.
A family and community mourning the loss of a member who spent her life paying it forward to younger generations.
Ms. Como was a phenomenal woman. Her family, BISD, and this community are better off because of her. She will be surely missed.
Sybil Como has touched many lives throughout Beaumont. Judge Ransom Jones not only spoke for the family, but on his own personal connection with his former teacher.
She was my biology teacher, and I can remember Ms. Como telling me, in her way, you might not ever be a scientist, but you're going to get an A in this class, and you're going to work hard at it.
While her former students say she pushed them with tough love, her colleagues say she motivated them.
To have someone who has given so much of their lives to actually working with students, helping support leaders in our community, in our district, you know, all of the work that she did collectively has made such an impact on not just Beaumont ISD, but truly our entire community.
Como spent 52 years at BISD serving as an educator and administrator, and even making history as the first Black female principal in BISD, and later the first Black female director of human resources for her district.
I looked up to her, to the example that she set as a female leader, as a role model, as an African American leader in our community, in the district. She did a phenomenal job, and she touched so many lives.
Even though those who knew her are grieving, they believe she is still teaching, just in a different classroom.
And I surely believe with all my heart that she's up there. She might be teaching the angels something new, pushing them for something better.
And that was Spencer Plato reporting. Como was a teacher, counselor, dean of students, assistant principal, and an executive director of personnel before retiring from Beaumont ISD back in 2014.
A celebration of life service will be held today at 10 a.m. at Cathedral of Faith Baptist Church.
Well, across Texas now, a mother is demanding answers after a 20-year-old, Brianna Aguilera, was found dead at an Austin apartment complex. Police say that she'd been at a tailgate Friday where alcohol was served before returning to a friend's West Campus apartment. Around 12:45 a.m. Saturday, officers responded to a call for an unresponsive woman and learned that Aguilera had fallen from a 17th floor unit with 14 people inside. Austin police say there is no evidence of homicide. This is an ongoing investigation.
Up next, a holiday surprise straight out of a Disney movie. How dozens of friends and strangers gathered to give one family a trip of a lifetime. And still ahead, from med school to meal prep, how a student became a viral chef and the most popular man in Tennessee frat house.
I want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
Are you at the mercy of your bladder? If leaks are keeping you from living your best life, you should know that it doesn't have to be that way. Incontinence can be treated. Don't wait to get the help you deserve. The National Association for Continence is a nonprofit organization that's helped millions get on the path to a life without leaks. Visit nafc.org now to download your free pelvic floor muscle training kit and become the boss of your bladder.
Hey, family in North Texas says they had everything they ever wanted. 3 children they waited years to call their own. But there's one more surprise that's the cherry on top for this family. Reporter Adriana de Alba has the story.
As the workday ended and the sun set over Fort Worth, the Mickey hats came on and a village gathered. A bus full of love for one family headed for their home. They've done this before, showing up in force for the Hassel family, when they adopted their 3 children. At the adoption hearing, even the judge said they had never seen a crowd like this.
You know, the saying is, it takes a village. And I said, it doesn't seem like a village for us. It's a nation. You guys are huge.
This moment didn't start here. It started years ago with a dream Mike and Sinai Hassel thought they'd never reach. After learning they couldn't conceive, faith led them to 3 siblings from San Antonio, Christopher, Alyssa, and Domingo, children who had waited more than 2 years for safety, for stability, for a home that would be forever.
There are spirited kiddos that were ready for a home sweet castle.
Their big surprise, a Disney cruise.
She still can't believe it.
Perfect for the couple who honeymooned at Disney World and for the family that found its magic in real life.
We can afford love. And then God will take care of the rest.
We can never repay anything that our community has given us.
And this is a reminder they're blessed.
This shows how much we've impacted people.
And they're on the right track.
Trust in God. He has a plan for us.
On what was a quiet night, a family once searching for light found it right on their front yard. In Fort Worth, I'm Adriana De Alba.
Such a sweet gesture there, where the Hasso family are actually on their Disney cruise right now.
Looking pretty cloudy out there, and it's cold as well. Temperatures into the upper 30s, right around 40 degrees. Here's the view from Packer the Prairie. Cloudy skies and currently showing 40, humidity 84%. Look at those northeasterly winds at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Those are not helping out much, as makes it feel like the lower 30s instead of the upper 30s like we're seeing in most cases. 39 right now in Kirbyville, as well as Orange, 38 in Beaumont. Then we're showing 40 in Silsbee and Port Arthur, and colder in Jasper and Woodville, with both those locations reporting about 37. As we look at our wind chill, so you factor in the temperature and the winds, it feels like around the freezing mark out there. 30 in Jasper, 31 in Beaumont, 32 in Port Arthur, and 33 in Orange. So please have a coat on, maybe a hat as you walk out the door. It is very cold. Make sure the little ones and even the little older ones get bundled up for this morning. Front is well to our south. Still some clouds hanging back behind the front, but we're hoping that high pressure clears those out of here as we get into the afternoon. At least Futurecast showing some sunshine this afternoon. Upper 40s, near 50 at lunchtime, and then we get into the middle 50s for highs today. So a little warmer than yesterday. Still probably need a lightweight jacket throughout the afternoon, and then especially this evening we drop back through the 40s, and eventually we drop off into the 30s going into tomorrow morning once again. Will be mostly clear skies, partly cloudy overnight. Tomorrow increasing clouds, and then we'll see our next chance of rain late Wednesday going into Thursday and Friday, and we'll talk about that here in a second in our 7-day. But for today, clouds start to move out, north winds at 5 to 10, and temperatures anywhere from about 52 to 55. For tonight, a lot of middle to upper 30s here on the triangle, and then you look back to some lower 30s up towards the lakes area with a little bit of an east wind, about 3 to 8 miles an hour. Tomorrow looks warmer and dry, 64. Now late Wednesday evening, maybe 10 o'clock or so, we might start to see some rain move in here. It's really most of the day on Thursday and Friday that we're going to see that rain move through. Nothing as far as any thunderstorms or severe weather. It's just going to be a nuisance rain once again for all day Thursday and then the first half of the day on Friday. So that's why we put the weather impact alert out there for those 2 days. That's why they're in the red bars. Now we get the rain out of here. Looks like a pretty good weekend. 64 and partly cloudy on Saturday, and then we climb to about 70 on Sunday before a weak front comes through, and it won't bring us any clouds or rain, but it will cool us down slightly for Monday at 64. And each morning will be chilly. We'll be in the 40s Saturday, Sunday, and Monday mornings.
So has fall arrived? Like, are we set, or
fall has arrived?
We're gonna be back at 85 soon.
Well, we're close to the beginning of winter, but yeah, fall is definitely out there.
We'll see. All right, thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
Well, from med school to meal prep, one UT grad discovered his dream job in the most unexpected place.
And now that surprise has 500,000 TikTok followers. Reporter Nick Manise has the story.
When Grant Groscost was in med school at UT, he never would have guessed his passion would be his future.
I think I would be proud of myself, but this is definitely not the direction I ever figured I would end up in.
Going from beakers and books.
There was a lot of internal conflict between what I was kind of going to school for, because I kind of felt pushed to go in a certain direction just growing up with the family that I did.
to flour and sugar.
I always just loved this food service and serving people.
Now he is a private chef for the Sigma Chi fraternity house at UT. But cooking is not all he does at work.
Back to the frat house, and what do you get when you mix two American classics? That's apple pie French toast right there.
Chef Grant has gained over 500,000 followers on TikTok posting cooking videos, and he is becoming quite a celebrity on campus.
When we're doing stuff, like, people will come up to us and they'll be like, oh, your chef is baking by Grant, and I've seen it. My mom even watches his stuff, so it's like, it's pretty cool.
For Grant, the connections he makes with the brothers in the house are just as valuable as the food and the content.
It's cool because as the semester goes on, more and more people finally work up the comfortability to come back here and chat with us. They're just coming. It's it almost feels like how you would wake up in the morning and chat with your parents for 10 minutes before you go to school, sort of thing.
Now spending his days cooking and ending his days editing videos, he says a job like this is everything he could have asked for.
Those people really do enjoy what they do, and getting to actually feel like you're contributing at least a little bit to some sort of community has really just I don't know. I feel grateful to get to do this job, honestly, and serve the people that I do.
You know, I like to meal prep. Maybe I can open my own meal prep business if this whole TV thing doesn't work out for me.
I don't know, because compared to what you eat daily for breakfast,
Mark's beans and rice.
I
You know what
hope
my
you got
secret
something
ingredient
else
is?
up your sleeve.
No, that's it. Keep it simple. People want my beans and rice. And my secret ingredient is sriracha.
All right.
We're going to make a lot of money. Let's do it together. Come on.
Baby. When we return, we'll have more news and weather in your Morning Rush Out.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays, noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
To the spot welders and forklift drivers, to the pipeline technicians and plant operators, to the chemists, custodians, and contractors, and the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
Welcome back to Daybreak, 7:54 right now. That means it's time for your morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. 2 suspects in a double murder are facing 2 murder charges each. Kenny Johnson and DeAndre Carey Jr. are both being held on $2 million bonds. Carey has an additional $10,000 for possession of a stolen firearm. The shooting happened early Sunday morning on Fresenius Road just outside Silsbee. Deputies say the group was leaving a nightclub when an argument broke out. Henry Carey Jr. and Khalil Gooch were killed.
A Port Arthur man's been sentenced to 30 years in prison for a deadly 2022 shooting. Monday, Jacoby Broussard accepted a plea deal for the murder of Christopher Thomas Jr. Thomas, he was shot multiple times and found dead on 53rd Street in Port Arthur. 2 other men were also charged. One has been sentenced to 8 years for manslaughter, and a third suspect is awaiting sentencing.
A Beaumont man will spend the next 6 years on probation. Investigators say James Boswell shot at a man and his brother after they lit fireworks. Police say Boswell also called them racial slurs. This happened at the Ridgewood Avenue homes in Beaumont last July 4th. As part of his probation, Boswell cannot possess any firearms.
Cloudy and cold out there this morning. Temperatures right now in the 30s, but we'll see those clouds break up this afternoon and see a little bit of sunshine as we get up back to the 50s. Wednesday also a little warmer at 64. We do see rain coming in, but it's going to be late on Wednesday, so I don't have any rain chances there on Wednesday. And then here comes Thursday into Friday. Weather impact alert for rain those 2 days. No severe weather or anything like that, but it's just going to be rain. And it looks like kind of another day like we saw yesterday on Thursday, where it's going to be an off and on rain throughout the day. The only exception is going to be we won't be in the 40s. We'll be around the 60-degree mark, so that'll feel a little better. And then rain will be first half of the day on Friday as we cool down a little bit. We warm back up for the weekend, all the way up to 70 by Sunday. Chilly mornings, but the afternoons nice and mild. And then Monday, we'll see in the middle 60s with morning lows back into the lower 40s on Monday.
Well, the LIT Foundation is inviting the community to its annual holiday tree lighting today from 5 to 7 p.m. That'll be held in front of the Cecil Beeson building. It's sponsored by Energy. The event features photos and letters to Santa, holiday crafts, hot cocoa, and cookies. Entertainment includes performances by local elementary school choirs and carolers from the Southeast Texas Stages cast of A Christmas Carol. A silent wreath auction benefiting student scholarships will run through the event. Admission and all activities are free to the public. It's that time of year where there's so much to do around the community.
I was just thinking about all the nice tree lighting ceremonies we're seeing here for this Christmas season.
Yeah, and perfect weather for it when it ain't raining.
It's not raining, that's right.
All right, thanks so much for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus.
We're back at 11 a.m. for midday.
Have a great day, everybody.